A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Performed by Veronica Taylor. Once upon a time, of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. It was cold, bleak, biting weather. The door of Scrooge's office was open that he might keep an eye upon his clerk, who was in a dismal little cell beyond, copying letters.
"What, not at your tasks, Cratchit? The day draws on. Work to be done."
"Indeed, Mr. Scrooge, but I thought I would work better if I were a mite warmer. I felt I might get more coal."
"If you proceed another inch, it will become necessary for us to part. Return to your bench and continue to copy."
Wherefore the clerk put on his scarf and tried to warm himself at the candle. Not being a man of strong imagination, he failed.
"Merry Christmas, Uncle."
It was Scrooge's nephew, Fred.
"Bah! Humbug!"
"Oh, don't be cross, Uncle."
"What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas! What's Christmas but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer? If I could have my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart."
"Oh, Uncle, come, dine with us tomorrow."
"Good afternoon."
"Merry Christmas, Uncle."
"Good afternoon."
"Oh, good afternoon. Scrooge and Marley's, I believe."
"Marley is dead."
"Oh, well, my belated condolences, Mr. Scrooge. At this festive season of the year, it is more than desirable that we should make some provision for the poor and destitute."
"Are there no prisons? No workhouses?"
"Oh, well, yes, but, a few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some food and drink and means of warmth. What can I put you down for?"
"Nothing."
"You wish to be anonymous?"
"I wish to be left alone."
Meanwhile, the fog and darkness thickened. The cold became intense.
"You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose, Cratchit?"
"It's only once a year, sir."
"That's no excuse for robbing me of a day's work. Be here earlier next morning to make up for the lost time."
The office was closed in a twinkling, and Bob Cratchit ran home to Camden Town. Scrooge went home to his gloomy suite of rooms, which had once belonged to his partner, Jacob Marley. As he turned the key in the lock to open the door, he saw
Marley's face on the knocker of my front door.
Scrooge looked fixed at this phenomenon. It was a door knocker again.
"Pooh! Nothing!"
He closed the door with a bang. Up the old flight of stairs he went. He put on his dressing gown and slippers and sat down before the fire to take his gruel. It was with great astonishment and with a strange and inexplicable dread that Scrooge heard a clanking noise deep down below, as if some person were dragging a heavy chain. And then, much louder, coming up the stairs, and then
Marley's ghost! No, it's humbug still. I won't believe it. Who are you?
"In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley."
"Why do you trouble me?"
"It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death."
"You are fettered. Tell me why."
"I wear the chain I forged in life. Scrooge,
You bear a chain as full, as heavy, as long as this. Hear me, my time is almost gone. I am here to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Is that the chance? Is that the hope? I think I'd rather not. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1. Couldn't I take 'em all at once and have it over? Expect the second on the next night at the same hour. The third the next night upon the last stroke of 12. Remember what has passed between us. Look to see me no more.
Marley's ghost walked backward toward the window and floated out upon the bleak, dark night. 1.
The hour itself, and nothing else. Humbug!
Light flashed. Scrooge found himself face to face with an unearthly visitor. It was a strange figure, like a child, yet not so unlike an old man.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold me?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past. I have your welfare at heart. Rise and walk with me.
I am mortal and liable to fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand there upon your stony heart, and you shall be upheld and pass through.
Oh, what country, friend, is this?
Look around you. An open country road with fields on either hand. A clear, cold, crisp winter day with fresh snow even on the ground.
Good heavens! This is my old school. These boys, I know them all.
Let's continue. Do you remember this melancholy schoolroom? It is not quite deserted. A solitary child remains, while the others have gone home for the holidays.
That is myself.
Was your younger self. But who comes now?
Dear, dear brother, I have come to bring you home. Home, brother!
Little Fan?
Yes, home forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be, so I asked him once more if you might come home, and he said yes, and we're to be together the whole Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world.
Always a delicate creature, but she had a large heart.
I know.
She died a woman, had children.
1.
Your nephew, Fred.
Yes, I know.
Come. Do you know this certain warehouse door?
Know it? Oh, why, I was apprenticed here. Oh, it's old Fezziwig, bless his heart. Old Fezziwig, alive again.
Yo-ho there, Ebenezer! No more work tonight! Christmas Eve, Master Scrooge! Christmas! Clear away, my lad. Let's have lots of room here. Cheer up, Ebenezer! There's to be dancing here tonight!
I remember old Fezziwig, Mrs. Fezziwig. Oh, what partners they made each other.
A Merry Christmas, was it? What have you learnt of this night?
That old master of mine had the power to render us happy or unhappy. I should like to say a few words to Bob Cratchit, my clerk, just now.
In your own time you may, but my time grows short. These are but the shadows of things that have been. That they are what they are, do not blame me. I I am but the ghost of Christmas past." The spirit left him. All was darkness. Back in his bed again, Scrooge was awakened by 1.
Again? I just got to sleep. All right. What have you got for me this time?
"Ebenezer! Come in! Come in and know me better, man! I am the ghost of Christmas present! Have you never seen the like of me before?"
Scrooge looked at the jolly giant, so glorious to see.
"Never. Conduct me where you will."
"Touch my robe."
"Where is this?"
"Camden Town. Bob Cratchit's home. His wife dressed out poorly in a twice-turned gown."
What has ever got your precious father, then? And your brother Tiny Tim? They're late home."
"They're here! They're here!"
"Bless your hearts alive, my dears, but how late you are! Sit you down before the fire and warm yourselves."
There's Bob Cratchit, his threadbare clothes darned up and brushed to look seasonable, and Tiny Tim upon his shoulder.
Alas for him, I did not know he bore a crutch and had his limbs supported by an iron frame.
"I smell the goose, and there's such a goose!"
"It's really rather a small goose."
"And now the pudding!"
"It's really rather a small pudding for such a large family."
But notice, sir, none has said so much. Ah, Bob Cratchit raises his glass.
Merry Christmas to us all, my dears."
"And God bless us, every one."
"Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live."
"If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die."
No, kind spirit, say he will be spared."
"But surely you'd agree, Scrooge. If he be like to die, he'd better do it and decrease the surplus population."
"I can hear something. A familiar sound. A hearty laugh. My nephew, Fred." "Oh, well, look at him, behaving like a child."
"This time of year makes children of us all."
"Humbug! What is that hiding under your robes?"
"These things that cling to me, ragged, scowling, wolfish, degraded by poverty, prostrate with misery. These are man's children. The boy is ignorance, the girl is want. Beware them both, but most of all, beware the boy."
"Shame. Have these children no home, no refuge, no—"
"Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?"
No, show me no more."
Scrooge looked up and beheld a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, coming like sinister mist along the ground towards him.
"I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Is that so?"
The ghost said nothing, but solemnly inclined its head.
"I fear you more than any spectre I have seen, yet I will go with you." "Good heavens, I know this place. This is the Stock Exchange." "I only know he's dead. Old Scratch has got it at last."
"When did he go?"
"Last night, I believe."
"What's he done with his money?" "Certain he didn't leave it to me. Whatever. It's likely to be a cheap funeral. Upon my life, I can't think of anyone who'd go to it. I have an idea. Let's make up a party and volunteer to mourn. I'll be in that if a lunch is on."
"Who is passed away?" "Scratch? Who could he mean?" "I am confused by shadows now. Where are we? A dark room. A bed, plundered and bereft, unwatched, unwept, uncared for. The body of this poor unfortunate. Who is this sad being? Is there any person feels emotion caused by this man's death? Spirit, let me see some tenderness connected with death, or I myself will give way to such despair. This house. I have been here before. My clerk, Bob Cratchit, dwells here.
It must be getting near your father's time. Past it. But now he walks slower than he used to. I've known him walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder. Very fast indeed. But he was light to carry, was Tim. That's it. And his father loved him so that it was no trouble. No trouble. In good time, there's my Bob at the door.
Cratchit looks weary. Oh no, the child is gone. I saw Mr. Scrooge's nephew today. When he heard, he offered me his card and said how heartily sorry he was for us, and if he could be of any service.
I'm sure he's a good soul, but that's something he didn't get from his... Oh, never mind.
That's better. Let there be no unkindnesses among us. Let's none of us forget poor Tiny Tim. Let's recollect how patient and mild he was, and in that remembering of him, let there be no quarrels or thoughts of harm. Spirit, our parting moment is at hand, I know it, but ere we depart, tell me this. What man was that whom we saw lying dead? We stand among graves. Ebenezer Scrooge is writ on the stone. The grave is mine, and I am that man, and I am dead. Hear me, I am not the man I was. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all year round. Take my hand, Spirit. Guide me home. Now, here I am again, in my own time. Yes, the time before me is my own to make amends. Oh, Lord, I don't know what to do, where to begin. I don't know anything. I am a baby, a child. Oh, I am as light as a feather. I am as merry as a schoolboy. Running to the windows, he threw them open. No fog, no mist. It was clear, bright, jovial. Ring out, wild bells! Ring to your heart's content! Oh, glorious, glorious day! But what day? What day, my good man? Yes, you, young sir. Today? Why, it's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. All was done in one night. Oh, my fine fellow, you know the poulterers round the corner?
Next street, yes, the poulterers.
Yes, the very one. Intelligent lad. Remarkable boy. That's it. Go there and buy the largest prize turkey. If you can bring it and be back in less than 5 minutes, I'll shout you £50. That I will send to Bob Cratchit's. He shan't know it was me sent it. Then, breathless, hand shaking, he set about to shave and dress himself, all in his best. Then he set out into Christmas Day. He happened upon the gentleman he'd met on Christmas Eve in his office, who asked for a contribution. Good morning! Merry Christmas to you! Bless me, what a day! I beg your pardon, sir. Will you come and see me? I have some... and not a farthing less. My dear sir, your generosity. Scrooge dashed off down the street to his nephew's house. Fred! Freddie! Who is that? It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. Well, here I am. Yes,
there you are.
I am come to dinner.
How wonderful! Truly, truly wonderful! Come in, Uncle Ebenezer. Welcome.
Next morning, Scrooge was very early in his office. He had to be. He wanted to be early enough to catch Bob Cratchit late. And he did.
What time do you call this?
Very sorry, sir.
Coming in at this time of day.
It's only once a year.
I am not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. I shall just have to raise your salary.
Yes, sir. I'm very sorry. I was late and...
What? Come again? Raise? A Merry Christmas, Bob. This very afternoon, let us take a Christmas bowl together and look to your future and that of your family. Your son, Tiny Tim, he's...
Very well, sir. Thank ye.
Make up the fires, my boy. Let's warm this little world of ours, shall we?
He did it all, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was like a second father. And it was always said of him, he knew how to keep Christmas well. May that be truly said of all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us, every one. This is Veronica Taylor. I hope you've enjoyed this performance of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Many thanks to Beat Street Productions for post-production.